everyone, Alessondra here, and I am here with my dad for the final episode,
the big finale.
Season finale of the Who&A for season 5.
This is episode 9.
Dang.
And you know what, this whole Who&A thing, you gonna sneeze? Bless you. Bless you, dear.
Keep talking.
Okay, so I think we need to start over.
No.
Take 2. So this whole Who&A thing kind of started off as just a quick idea. We thought, hey, it'd be kind of fun to, instead of producing all these videos where we, tape it over and over again and try to get it right, let's just do it live and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed it. Have you?
Definitely.
I think for the most part, chatters have enjoyed it. We've gotten a lot of good feedback. We're sort of doing it, kind of like just off the cuff and more casual. We might add some things to it next year. If we feel compelled to, right? If we get the chance to, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So tonight we're gonna recap the season, talk a little bit about some of the exciting things that happened. We're going to, as usual, take questions that have been emailed prior. So I've already got that list here, and it's already compiled. And then of course we'll wrap up the show with some questions from chat, where those chatters who are on Ustream right now can submit those questions, and the moderators will get those to us. I've got Steve being my Steve KFOR as being my question spotter tonight, and we've got plenty of moderators on duty to help facilitate. And yeah, so shall we start with some email questions?
We shall.
All right. I didn't do these in any particular order, but let's see. Let's not start off with a really hard one first. Let's see. So, DNCH, I think that's a chat name, wants to know if there's some way to perhaps keep some cams and the mic going for quite a while after tonight. And
not enjoying that.
yeah, well, so sure, it's possible.
We can.
And we've had the cameras on for about a week after Fledge already.
Yes.
And it still takes a lot of attention to do it, right? And I want to make sure that we're not like wearing it out, and that we give people something to look forward to, because the likelihood of a sighting really at this point, beyond just the rooftops around the cul-de-sac, is pretty minimal. So agreed?
Yes.
All right.
Sent you a text.
Who did?
Mom.
Okay. Let's see here.
My hair's like wavy.
Let's make sure.
It's supposed to be straight.
Audio.
It's like wavy.
Oh, Mom wants to know if a Facebook chatter wants to send a question, how would they send it to us?
Well,
We don't really have a setup for that. I suppose, Desiree, you could text us a couple of them. If you've got some really good questions being asked, Desiree, you can text them, and we'll try to get to those as well. So next question is from Ann Cross. Do either of us have a favorite season, and why is that season our favorite?
I gotta say, I guess this season, even though we've had definitely our ups and downs, but like it's been such an interesting season, that's kind of like choosing, like, I don't know, this season.
I'm gonna have to go with that as well, because who would have thought a box of dirt with a family of birds would have been so stinking interesting.
I know, right?
And have so many twists and turns, have so many surprises, so many cool stories in a way that sort of relates to us humans, who really care to pay attention to it, right? I think so. One of the things we hear a lot about from people is like, I hear this from like adult males all the time. Not that adult males wouldn't like this, but it's just, even some macho friends at the gym. Dude, I watched that for the first time, and I can't shut the thing off now. Thanks a lot. It's just really funny how it affects so many people in such unique ways, right? So yeah, I think hands down, season 5's got to take the cake there.
I'm gonna take the cake.
What will you take away from how this season played out?
I think definitely. Yeah, I think definitely part of it, like how basically how Principio and Primo and Segundo basically took how they took in Principio and how they like cared for him so much, and basically treated him as their own sibling, because now he is. I think definitely you could take away from that is like with Xavier, my little baby brother who's also adopted, and it's like seeing how much they love Principio, and so that's kind of an example for me and Giovanna, like always treat Xavier right, because he's our brother and Principio is their brother, so just that little thing right there.
That makes me proud of you to hear that. That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. You're learning.
Oh, I'm actually learning.
All right, SD Hiker, one of our favorite chatters and moderators, has 2 questions. Xavier question. She wants to know if I can re-explain the story of how we introduced Xavier to the owls and his reaction when we first heard him. So, what?
Oh,
you want to tell?
Well, I mean, kind of like we'd just sit in front of our computer with the OKCOwlCam. He's interested in screens, they move, and like he'd hear them hoot, and now he hoots. It's so funny. He's like.
And we would reinforce that, so he knew kind of when he saw the scene that is so common on on our TV during a dinner. But remember the one time I went and got him from Ninny and Papa's next door.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is probably what SD is probably wanting me to tell about, because it was really sweet. After a few weeks of making that noise with him, and he started simulating that noise back. We're walking outside. I've got him in my arm, and I didn't make the noise. An owl, I think it was Mr. Tiger who was on the roof across the street, hooted. And he looked directly in Mr. Tiger's direction and then looked at me and just died laughing because he recognized it. And I'm not saying that he knew, oh, that's the owl that they've been watching on TV all this time. I just think he recognized the sound and he realized Daddy didn't make that sound, so there's something funny about it. So next question she had is an architectural question. Many of the houses in our neighborhood have very high-pitched roofs. That means they're very steep. It seems like that creates a large dark area in the attics of the houses. Is that designed to assist in the extreme weather conditions in OKC or purely personal choice? No, it has nothing to do with weather. It has a lot to do with kind of the architectural style and the architectural requirements of some of the styles. So the steeper the roof, it kind of creates a bit more of a grand look. Often there are rooms upstairs within those spaces, or it's just vast attic storage. So
I'm pretty sure still have Mackenzie's house now is like it's like an attic, or it's pretty sure it's a room up there.
All right.
Wendy.
So Wendy she kind of prefaced it with a statement. I know that chatters learning about great horned owls was important to the Click family, but I've never witnessed such a lesson in love and faith as season 5 has provided of us. We will miss you guys and the Tigers so very much. But the question is will you miss us?
Yeah. Definitely, like every time the season starts up and we start getting our regular chatters in, I'm like, my friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely miss you guys, of course. Like, why wouldn't I?
We've made a ton of friends over the past 5 seasons.
Of course.
And really the first season when I set this up just for you to watch, we didn't pay attention to the chat. It was just kind of a feature on Ustream, and I would notice that when I check in on it, people were chatting, so I'd answer a couple questions here and there, and. So that's kind of evolved, and we never really, I think we underestimated the kind of community that can form out of this kind of experience and all those who are involved. So so that was a good question.
That was a really good question.
Let's see. Okay, so this is from a teacher who asked this question or late last week, and they're fairly new to the site, so I figured we would get to this question. It's from Francine LaFleur. She's a teacher's aide for a pre-K class in Mansfield, Texas, and her students wanted to know, where is the mama owl? Mind you, this is last week. We have not seen her in a while. Oh, this is cute. Is Mr. T the father owl, or is he the owner of the house? No, I'm not Mr. T. Your mom and I are not Mr. T. So where is the mama owl?
Okay.
Where is Mrs. Tiger? Or Altera now? Sorry for the slip. God rest her soul. But where is Altera? Where is a mother owl as the nest starts to as the babies mature?
Okay, so as babies mature, or as they get older, what grade was this?
This was pre-K.
Okay, as the babies get older, pre-Ks are so cute. They'll get older, and their mom will decide they'll be like, she'll say, okay, they need to learn, how to do stuff on their own. So she'll leave the nest more, so the babies are basically home alone, but they're with them, so they're not technically alone. And so
they're being supervised.
Yeah,
from a distance.
Yeah. So the mom is usually on like a roof across the street. She's watching the babies, and she'll be in the area. She'll be close to them. So.
Yeah, and we see her quite often.
Yes.
All right, so let's head to chat.
Hold on.
Okay.
Because the class assistants at Flat Stanley, they had questions. Can I go grab? They had questions, and they said they watched the Who Knows.
Yeah, but I think they're on my desk somewhere. But let's get to these right now, okay? Let's get to these right now. So, Colleen's 88 wants to know, Alessondra, would you consider creating a book on the tiger family?
Okay, so, the idea's crossed my mind a few times to do like a little children's book. Maybe, and then I've mentioned this before, and someone suggested like I think a series or something. I don't know. Yeah, I know I'm reading it, but I think maybe sometime in the future, maybe a children's book. I don't know. I'm not very good at writing. Yeah. But maybe. You have to wait.
Susie 59NY wants to know, has Segundo been spotted anywhere?
Okay, so at Nindy's house, that is their main. That's the spot. Yo. I see him on the. I'll see him on the. Okay, thanks. I see him on the roof. Oh, stop. I'll see him on the roof of Nindy's house and the trees, and I've seen all three there, and so because there's Nindy's house and there's like these trees and they're really tall, so yeah, they're over there, probably right there right now. I'll be walking past their house and I'll hear the screech and look up and there's like this owl staring down at me, and it's like, so yeah.
So Graham, 2 boys, wants to know, could Primo and Principio stay together?
Okay, me and Nindy were talking about this, and they've stuck together so far. I don't know.
You and I didn't really want to talk about it last week.
Yeah. I think this is just like, are they going to stay friends?
Okay.
They're going to stay friends.
We'll just call it friendship.
Friends.
Right? Okay. That's a good way of putting it. So, Beach Person wants to know, when do the cameras come back on? What month is that usually?
Okay, so the cameras.
How about I answer this one? That's a tech question.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No. It's part. Hold on. It's half and half. Okay.
Right.
Since what month? Whenever we, because we can't exactly put cameras on a certain planter pot once we know the eggs are there, really, because like they'll dig in multiple ones. We only know what nest they're going to use for sure once she lays the eggs. So whenever she lays the eggs, which it's varied. It's sometimes been in the spring, and has there been one in January?
Yeah, I would say they're mostly in January.
January, yeah. There's February.
This is the latest.
This is the latest.
So, so the question, and I've experimented this year with some new options when it comes to camera, and you guys got to see a little bit of that when we took the cameras live, in hopes that the third set of eggs would survive. Unfortunately, they did. We thought we would give you a unique perspective of that, and so we kind of take that as it comes. I mean, I would have gone live with it earlier if I had seen Altera as an experienced mother, but figuring that she was a new mother, we wanted to make sure that she was going to brood the eggs, sit on them, keep them warm, and we didn't want to disappoint you guys by a failed attempt at it. So, so let's do this one here.
We have questions from that.
MT Judy, will you be putting up another yucca plant for the babes this next season? Of course, that's a central character in this whole story.
Yeah.
It's sort of that poor schlub that everybody loves, but they kind of enjoy seeing get trashed on every once in a while. Feel sorry for him, but at the same time, it wouldn't be the same if it wasn't happening. So, it's a good character in this whole charade. So yes, there will be fresh yuccas. I anticipate that next year it will be a much healthier yucca than it was this year. So that might help it to stand up a little bit more.
This year was kind of low weekend.
Yeah.
Died easily.
Lil Al who wants to know, Jeff, Alessondra, if Altera and Mr. T return to your balcony, have you considered bringing Huane back for another season?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. And we've already got some new ideas churning for next year that we're exploring. So stay tuned. I would say connect with us either by liking the page on Facebook, because that's where we generally announce things, and they tend to be more immediate. It's tough to really announce something on Ustream, and that's one of my challenges with Ustream, is that we can't post to our following. We can't provide text information or a photo or something that gets to you. We have to set up all the equipment and go live, and that's not always really a practical thing for us to do to provide just little updates. So right now, the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/OKCOwlCam. And I realize that not everybody's on Facebook. I get that. I believe, though, you can still bookmark the page and see the posts. You don't have to be on Facebook to see what we post. So facebook.com/OKCOwlCam or twitter.com/OKCOwlCam. If you're not on Twitter, you can still see what we tweet. The same would go for Instagram, which is instagram.com/OKCOwlCam. So there's plenty of ways you can keep up with us without being into social media, but really it's the most practical and the most efficient way for us to provide information. But I think we've got some really cool things in store for next year that's going to provide a lot of change that's going to take some getting used to. But I think it's going to broaden the opportunity, help us tell the story to a lot more people, and who knows, help maybe even take it to another level. I don't know that we can ever top this season as far as all that really happened.
Yeah.
But who knows? You never know. We
We
say this every year. This has been the best season ever. How can we top this? And then, not that we top it, but how can it be topped? And it just happens, right? So Brenda Hinte has a question for me. And she wants to, this is a great question, because I've skipped it because I've been trying to come up with a good answer. But she says, Brenda wants to know, if I could ask Mr. T anything, what would I ask him? There's a lot of assumptions in the answer to this, because if we're assuming I could ask him a question, we'll assume he can understand certain things. So I would say, what do you think the viewers misunderstand most about you? Because a lot of people, well, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. He's a great provider. He always comes through when there's a need. He's a clutch player. But he doesn't stick around. Meaning, it's not like he abandons them, but it doesn't seem like it takes long for him to admire his kids and then head off for the next thing. So, maybe he's kind of like that hardworking dad, but at the same time, probably the next question I would ask is, what would your viewers want to know about you that we don't see on camera? Because I'm guessing he's much more involved with them out in the wild where he's at his best.
Probably, because
right?
I mean, he doesn't do all the hunting, and what do the babies are when they're with their parents? Hunting.
Yeah. So that's probably what I would ask is maybe the misunderstood question, which kind of dovetails into the whole, it alltails into the to the question of what do you do that people perhaps don't even realize that they would respect.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Number 9 here. Diamond Hope Winter. Jeff and Alessondra, did you guys see the online card? If so, how did you like it? And did you see the letter from the Yucca?
Oh my god.
I'm going to be honest. We have not yet seen the card. Desiree and I have been on a 15th anniversary trip last week, so that's probably why some of the camera issues didn't get resolved as quickly as you're used to seeing.
I fixed it.
And that's probably why Dad's face is a little red because of the sunburn. But
you're tan, not sunburn.
Yeah, well, so I have not had a chance to get caught up with everything that I've missed, especially work related. So OKCOwlCam stuff is really kind of taking a back seat for now. So, but we will definitely peruse it and read your comments, and we certainly appreciate all the effort that went into that and all the promoting that I'm sure that the moderators did in getting people to sign it. So. Arliss wants to know, Jeff and Alessondra, how did the fundraiser go with WildCare Oklahoma? Do we have any number available?
Really.
The answer is no. We don't really have kind of an organized way to track it like we did last year or last season through crowdfunding. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because instead of setting up our own fundraiser and having money for them and then giving the money to them, we just told everyone to go straight to their website and donate. So we can't tell the difference between who was donating from the who came there from the OKCOwlCam, or who's donating with nothing to do with the OKCOwlCam, but
there's not an intermediary like there was last time. We were able to kind of hack that data into the feed, and we could tell in real time how much we had raised but the downside to that is that International Owl Center didn't get 100% of that. There was a small a small percentage that organized company takes. This way people were giving directly, so it's 100% straight to WildCare Oklahoma. But I imagine we might provide that information once we hear it. I hope it's a lot. So we certainly are big believers in what they do. Doll 22, you sneeze?
Right,
okay.
Maybe.
Doll 22, are we going to watch Jeff do the cleanup this year? Yeah, we've covered that. I'll probably turn the cameras on for that, and we'll make sure that we pre-announce it. It's probably going to be at least 2 weeks before I do that, just because this weekend we have Xavier's first birthday party.
Oh my gosh, he's turning 1 in 2 days.
Yeah. And then I've got some other yard work I really want to hit first as a higher priority. So, but I will say it's not as dirty as it's been in the past.
No.
And I'm going to credit that to Altera and her organized. I mean, she whipped those kids into shape. You know, she kept the prey organized, and I think that she probably gave them some instructions on how to respect the house, and you know,
she's like you.
Take off your muddy talons when you come in.
She's like you and Mom, like reverse. Because she's neat and you're neat. And,
yeah.
I mean, we don't know if Mr. T is neat. He might not be, but Mom's neat. So it's like, you know, you're neat too, like her. That's my point.
All right, cool. I'll bet you're gonna have to deal with that one later.
What?
Oh, we'll see. So, okay.
We have questions from the classes.
Tampa Bay would love to know, does Alessondra and Jeff have a favorite outlet with all of Season 5 considered?
Caspian.
You still think Caspian's your favorite?
I mean, to be honest, okay, so one, I mean, I can't really choose favorites, but like...
It's okay. They're never gonna know.
Okay, right. But I mean, I don't know. I really have a special place in my heart for Caspian. One, I love the name, Narnia. And it is just so cute and derpy and clumsy, and it's just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just because of our personal life this year, I think that Principio will always be special to me. But I really enjoyed. I thought you were going to give me a high five on that one.
Oh, yeah,
Never mind. Hey, let Daddy finish. This is my question, too.
I know, but
you've already had your time.
No, I haven't.
Let me answer. So I would say that I really enjoyed Primo's leadership and care. Because that was like, from day one, Primo seemed to be quite fearless, seemed to be very proactive, very willing to defend, never backed away behind the other two. Anytime, like when we did the feedings and whatnot, you know, Primo was the first to sort of get in front of him and defend. And so I just really enjoyed the leadership aspect of that, kind of, as we've talked about with you as the oldest sibling in the family. But,
yeah, that's it. I was actually going to say, because my answer is really similar to his, like, I like Caspian, Principio, because, you know, Principio is like the Al version of Xavier, and then definitely Primo, because I assume Primo's a female, and so she's also the oldest sister of a little sister and a little brother. What family is that similar to? Yeah. And so I relate to her, because I'm like, yeah, you gotta keep these two in line, and you gotta protect them and stuff. So, you know, Primo too.
So there's
relatable.
A question kind of unrelated to Al's came in. When I roll the drone footage before we start, or when I'm doing things in the camera behind the scenes, I run music, and a lot of people have asked where that's from. It's from the church we're a part of called Life.Church, and it's based in Oklahoma City, but it's in 8 states with 26 campuses, and the music is from the worship team from those different campuses, and it's you can get it on iTunes, you can get it on Apple Music if you're a member there, or Spotify. All their stuff's on Spotify. It's life.worship, no spaces, life.church worship, with a space between church and worship. That's what it is. So, and I think TigerBot has those links to where they can get it. So.
TigerBot, activate.
So, any chance, Gigi wants to know, any chance that the Tiger family will continue to have adopted owls in their nest again? Never say never, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we can really tell, but I mean,
a lot of that's timing.
It's kind of you guys' decision, really. It definitely is timing because of the age.
Yeah, and we certainly don't want like a wild owl or a family of owls to suffer anything like what Principio's family went through. But certainly, if the opportunity presented itself to where we could make a difference and bringing that owl back to the wild and to let it thrive, I mean, heck yeah, why wouldn't we? I mean, it's so fascinating to watch. It's such a cool thing to help, you know, and to see Altera and Mr. Tiger and the siblings step up to the plate and really bring them in. So there's so much I think to learn from them in that regard. And you know, while it's not a natural thing for another mama owl's owl to be placed into a nest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that just wouldn't probably happen in the wild, but it amazes me at how naturally this family just took to this baby.
Yes.
And it was like no questions asked, no hesitation.
Of course.
Oh, there's a new owl here. Well, I mean, hey, we've got some more food. Let's invite it in and let's take care of it. I mean, it's just great. I think it's a great example of you know how life is wired to protect life and to help life, and I think that a lot of us could really benefit from learning and seeing that example. So, Aaron729 wants to know, do we see the owl family year round, and when do the owlets go on their own?
Okay, so Aaron. Okay, so we do not see the owl family year round because during the summer they're off with the owlets, teaching them how to be an actual owl. We start to see them around Halloween. We start to hear them. Sorry, around Halloween. Would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect timing. And when do the owlets go on their own? The owlets go on their own right about the same time we start hearing them again around the new season. Would you say? Because early fall-ish.
Usually it's late September when the temperature starts to break. Yeah, we'll see mom and dad return. And yeah, but we have occasional spottings of the little ones, or if we see 3, we know that odds are it's mom and dad and 1 maybe. But yeah. Alessondra, did you get Caspian's name from the Chronicles of Narnia? That's from Diamond Hope Hunter.
Yes. Okay, so the thing about that is no, I didn't, but I'm a really big fan of that. We're reading in school right now. I'm about to finish The Last Battle. No spoilers. But I didn't get her name from his name from Chronicles of Narnia. It's a subspecies tiger, a Caspian tiger or something. Because a lot of before the season, the babies' names were subspecies.
Right, and the Caspian I think was like wasn't Caspian like an Asian that only found in a particular part of?
Yes.
Yeah. That was fun researching those words.
It was fun, but like we started running out of them. We got scared. We were like, this one's name is Jerry.
Well, we just didn't want to be ordinary.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, let's see what else we have here. You okay?
Yeah.
So Sharon5028. Sit back.
I'm
Just be careful. I'll read you the questions, all right? Did the Click family lose any sleep checking in on the owls during the night? In other words, when we placed the orphaned owl in the nest, we'd guess that we watched the nest carefully.
I mean, I don't know. Did you, Dad?
I
didn't.
I don't lose nearly as much sleep anymore. The most of my sleep was lost from all the technology. Over the years, through equipment and just through some experimentation, I've been able to get the stream a lot more stable. First few years, I mean, it was like every night I'd get a text or a call from one of the mods saying, hey, the stream's down, can you put it back up? Because we have quite a few people watching.
It is too late.
And so that was tough. This year, I don't know that I ever had to get up in the middle of the night for any tech problems. Maybe early in the morning just to check it. I do check it every morning right when I get up. As far as worrying about the owlets, no, we didn't. I mean, when we put Principio in the nest, it was 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish in the evening. And Altera was already back by within 30 minutes or so, as I recall. And when we saw that the way that Primo and Segundo were kind of responding to it, and the way that Altera just sort of like, oh, you know, we've got a third coming for dinner tonight. It felt right. But we continued to monitor it. I mean, we were probably up to midnight that night. It was a Friday, as I recall. So, but yeah, it was.
Yeah. I did almost do a face plant.
Alessondra and Jeff, would you consider coming to St. Louis for? This is from Brenda Hinte. Would you consider coming to St. Louis for her to give us an owl prowl during off season? That'd be fun.
That'd be really cool. It's all up to them, though. I mean, I can't run there. I wish I could. So I'm on my bike.
That'd be a long bike ride. Let's see what. Let's see.
Let me check my
Mom texted me. Someone from Facebook Live said Shelly Fedori wants to ask, Alessondra, when are you going to write a kid's book? Oh, okay. When are you going to write a kid's book?
When?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have a set date. At some point in time. I mean, I don't really. I mean, I want to get better at grammar. It's terrible at grammar.
I wouldn't say that at all. I think you're pretty solid at it. You're very communicative. and verbose.
I can't say. I don't have a set date. You know, maybe it might not happen. It might. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
I'm gonna say, unless we get any more last-minute questions, we probably need to get to a couple other topics. Yes. Yes. Okay. Which one is the
so
question?
this one and this is.
Okay.
Let me see this.
All right.
Let me see.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, this is a kind of a special thing we've done.
Flat Stanley.
Yep. And so Flat Stanley's making his first appearance on Q&A.
So someone should screenshot it because that'd be a cool question.
Oh yeah, do that. Would Mary or
is Mary on?
yeah, I think Mary's on. Or one of the mods, would you please screenshot Alessondra holding Flat Stanley so we can send it? All right.
Thanks.
So yeah. So this is from Susie Keith.
Miss Keith's class. Okay.
CCS second grade teacher.
Okay, should I read the note?
Yeah, CCS stands for Covenant Christian School.
Should I read the
That's
note?
in Speaking of St. Louis, Brenda, this is in St. Louis, so if maybe we could stop by and see the class if we go on an hour travel in St.
Well,
Louis.
it's going to be during the summer.
Yeah, maybe. Go ahead. Questions.
Summer school. Okay, so the questions are you sad that Primo, this is a few weeks ago, are you sad that Primo's left the nest? Of course. Like, it's always sad when the owlets leave and the season's coming to an end. Giovanna's right there. And, yeah, because, like, you when the first one fledges and you're like, but it just hatched. And it's sad, definitely. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Okay, how does it feel seeing all the baby owlets leave the planter? Hello.
They can't see you, shorty. Giovanna wants to say hello.
I tuned in. Oh,
Gee, shame on you.
Shame. That's true.
Okay, will you close the door for us so we don't hear his egg?
Oh, please don't.
Goofball.
Okay, how does it feel seeing all the baby owlets leave the planter? Sad, definitely. Like, you know the season's coming to an end, definitely, and it's like my baby's going off to college, and we're gonna see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure they'll appreciate that you have Flat Stanley, and we'll send them a picture as they requested from the nest. So, okay. So we need to cover a couple other topics. We have many people to thank for all their help this season, because this is a group effort that requires tons of volunteer time. There's no money brought in doing this other than whatever we try to help fundraise for. So everybody who's involved works for free. These moderators work tirelessly, you know, at odd hours and long hours, and but we've got a list of people here. So the first we want to thank is OKCOwlCam, Oklahoma, Rondi. So quick synopsis of
OKCOwlCam, Oklahoma. Like that's where Principia is from. Well, like
they're the ones who rehabilitated.
Yes, rehabilitated him. And you know, Rondi, like she's the one that reached out to us. She was like, "Hey, we got this outlet," and OKCOwlCam is like, they're the best. So that's also where we kind of like give a shout out to go donate and stuff.
So Rondi would serve as kind of our local go-to advisor, as an expert in the care of owls, and so if we have questions, if one of the owls were ever to get injured or sick, she'd probably be the first person we'd reach out to because she's close by. We could get the support we need from her. She's always willing to help. She's very accessible. We also have a few other advisors from elsewhere in the country. We heard from Brenda on chat. She asked the question earlier, so we want to thank her for all of her great insight and advice. Brenda Hente in St. Louis. She's in chat,
Right now.
and she does owl prowls for those of you fans who would ever find yourselves in St. Louis and want to go join her on one of those. Reach out to her. Of course, Carla Bloom, our longtime friend from the International Owl Center.
She's our homegirl. She's an International Owl Center based in
Minnesota.
That's I didn't want to like get it wrong. In Minnesota. And yeah, she's also been one of our like go-to people if we needed advice on the owls, and we of course as our fundraiser was the season 4.
The Save It Hoop.
Yeah, Save It. That was fun.
She actually sent us from early on a lot of good information to help teach you about owls too. She provided us a lot of good stuff.
She's cool.
So one of our other advisors, you guys have seen him many times in chat. I'm not sure if he's in there right now. Yes, he is. You know him in chat as Bob and the Owl. So Bob Bruner. Bob has been around, I want to say, since season 1. He has been a great support. He lives in Canada. He himself has studied owls for years, has a lot of owls that he follows in his local area and property around him, and has just been really good as an advisor to me, especially whenever I've had questions and wanted to get advice from him. So, of course, we also have our local news channel, KFOR, which has done this season alone 3 stories on the OKCOwlCam, but they've done numerous over the years. But Allie Meyer, who's a good friend of ours, a morning anchor there, but also a reporter for other newscasts, did an amazing job telling the story of Principio and Xavier and how this whole adoption unfolded. And of course, the news manager there, Steve Johnson, who is on chat right now. You guys know him if you're in chat as well. We want to thank him for all of his help. Now, these paintings behind us.
By Pa's Mary Monson.
Yeah, her real name's Mary Monson, but
she's so cool. She's like the bestest person ever, and she's really good at these paintings. She's like awesome. This is like a picture.
So for those of you who entered the Hatch Wash contest, Mary Monson of Paws and Portraits, that's her business name, but she does personalized pet portraits, amazing detail.
She's on Pinterest.
She's been a long time behind the scenes member of our mod staff. She does other things besides the chat moderating, but she provides the paintings for our contest. But I know that many people have commissioned work from her as well on the owls or their own personal pets. So we definitely want to thank her. And collectively, we have so many moderators that are on our team, and these people are ones who, while the cam only goes during certain months, we're often conversing and strategizing in the off season. We give them a little inside baseball about what's happening so that they can be making plans as to whether or not to be available for the OKCOwlCam experience, or sometimes they moderate at other cams as well. But they're just a wonderful team of people that support this, that support us, that we have great discussions, great debates, laugh and cry together, get frustrated by each other, and come out of it as friends, in the end, and hopefully for life, So I want to thank you from me personally, from Desiree personally, and anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, we love our moms, and we love everyone, in chat and stuff, and we just like especially thanks to the mods for sticking with us when, there's been, turmoil in the chat.
Challenges, frustrations, and a lot of times chatters really will challenge the moderators about what's going on, and or have theories that aren't correct, but we've only provided them with limited information because we're waiting to see what unfolds here, and we don't really want to make a false story or get people's thoughts in one direction. So they do a great job of keeping it positive. I also wanted to mention, one of our moderators, Sitting Bull. You know him as Sitting Bull 2010. He's been with us from the early years, and we ask that you keep him in your prayers. He's such a great guy. He's been helpful. He's a morning chat moderator. Hasn't been feeling too well lately, but we love him dearly, and I know he's a big fan of yours. So Richard, we thank you for your commitment as well.
We love all our moms. We love you guys.
Yep. So what happens next?
What comes next?
I figured we'd leave the cameras on tonight.
Yeah.
Just for one last night, so that it gives people a chance to, if they want to stay and chat and say goodbyes and decompress and cry. And
I made 3 Hamilton jokes in the past minute.
So we'll leave the cameras on, and so in a minute we'll we'll take out of the show. I have to reset some things back up for those cameras, so I'll go back to some recorded footage and some music until I get those set up.
Yep.
But I believe that's about all we have. So looking forward to next season. Hoping there is one. I think we have a great chance that there will be, given that Altera has been proven to be very young. I mean, our advisors have said so based on her feathers and just some of her behavior. So that makes me optimistic that we have got seasons ahead of us. So looking forward to next year, and
definitely.
I'm looking forward to a little bit of a break though between now and then.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna miss doing these.
Sure. So be sure one last time. Whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter or not, you can still follow those pages. So you may want to go there and bookmark. It's facebook.com/OKCOwlCam, twitter.com/OKCOwlCam, or instagram.com/OKCOwlCam. Book those. You don't have to have an account to necessarily follow the posts, but check in on them. We will be posting announcements there. Whenever I do plan on doing the nest cleaning, I will pre-announce it. We will go live, but I will record it, and so that people can go back and see it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't want to turn the cameras off and then realize I forgot to say something really important.
I mean, I'm gonna miss you guys so much. Like, the Facebook page needs just a chat, like Facebook chat, like not even live. Facebook, get on it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna each point's on. Hi, Ellen. Yeah, and I'm just like, this season's so fun and sad and happy, and I'm definitely gonna miss you all and talking to you all and like getting on chat and typing super fast, answering questions and stuff.
Yeah.
And just like, I love all you chatters. I want to keep the cameras on for like another week just so we can chat. That'd be cool.
Well, if chatters want to send Alessondra any thoughts or questions, you can email them to learn@OKCOwlCam.com, and I'll make sure that she gets to read them and reply to them.
Awesome.
We get tons of messages from people, and we certainly, they don't go unread. It's tough to respond to all of them, just because we try to keep our focus on keeping this up and running, but we've received those comments. We thank you for them. They're heartfelt. We get some great stories from people about how this has affected them, and I still think crazy is not the right word. I think it's fascinating, and it's a blessing that it blesses other people, and that's why we do it, right? It makes it worthwhile.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I hate to do it, but it's
know.
time. We've gone almost 45 minutes. So, lots of love to everybody.
Yeah.
You want to say it for one last time this season? Super.
I want to cry. Yeah, I love you guys. This is like the last one. I am crying. Look at that.
We can stay on for a couple more minutes if you want to say anything else.
I mean, I don't say anything else. I'm just going to be repeating stuff.
Yeah.
I just like, this is our last one, and we've only done 9, and I don't want to turn it off. Thank you guys for watching season 5. It's been fun and interesting. So, yeah.
You gotta do your signature.
Check out. Bye, guys.